as you all know, sometimes the best laid plans don't work out, but sometimes they work out for the best, or, you know, any way you take it. So representing tonight, Senator McCain is the co-chair of the California State Committee for John McCain, Assemblyman Van Tran. This gentleman made history when he was elected to the California State Assembly in November of 2004. He became the first Vietnamese American elected to any state legislature in the United States. He represents the 68th Assembly District in Orange County, which includes the cities of Anaheim, Costa Mesa, and Newport Beach. This longtime resident of Orange County is also a proud UC Irvine graduate. Please welcome Assemblyman Van Tran.
Thank you, Gloria. Boy, good afternoon. Are we having fun yet? You know, it's great to be back to UC Irvine, not as a student now, but as a speaker. First of all, I would like always, you know, as Asian Americans, we have to acknowledge our professors and our chancellors. Of course, Chancellor Drake, Liz, and others. So many volunteers and students who have hosted and put this event together. Why don't we all give them a big round of applause? They deserve it. I see a lot of friendly faces also on the stage. This is an event that of historic nature, and it is indeed a great partnership between corporate America and private organizations and nonprofit groups as well to empower our community, the Asian Pacific Islander community. I've had the opportunity to meet and the honor to first meet Secretary Norm Mineta back in 2001. Secretary Mineta, you may remember that, because I was a student, selected student to go to Washington, D.C. as a council member from the city of Garden Grove. And you were a speaker at that time in Washington, D.C. for APACs. And this is a story that I'd like to share with you before I go into the McCain campaign and his issues. But it's very important for all of us as Asian Pacific Islander Americans, whether we are Democrats or Republicans or independents, that we register and actually go to vote on election day. If you can't vote, then you can vote absentee. You know, the voting process now is so straightforward and easy. I call it like instant noodle. You know, you just pour hot water in for 2 minutes, there you go. It's right there for you, especially with the absentee voting process. But Secretary Mineta, back in 2001, told us graduates who were elected officials from all over the country of Asian Pacific Islander descent. And he said, and many of our previous speakers have talked about this, and that is to have a seat at the table. It is very important that we, as a minority community, as a newest community, as a whole, have a seat at the table. Because you know what? If we are not at the table, then what are we? We may be the menu on the table. And that's not where we wanted to be, are we? So that is why it's very important that we get involved. And I see a lot of young people here this afternoon, especially UC Irvine students and students from throughout the state. Please get involved. You know, your group, your voting group from the 18 age period to the 25 age year-old category has the lowest number of turnout in election year cycles. Usually it's only at the 25 to 27% voting percentages. And that is why it's very important that you turn out and vote, especially in an exciting election process that we have this year, especially on the Democratic side. You know, as a Republican, I really enjoy it, seeing the competition between Senator Clinton and, of course, Senator Obama, who were gracious enough to call in. And it is indeed an exciting year and a historic year for all of us to make this decision. Unfortunately, tonight, Senator McCain, who I've had an opportunity to spoke earlier this morning, was not able to call in because of the technology. He is actually in New York doing a live show on Saturday Night Live, so perhaps you can catch him later tonight. So I'm sorry to have to fill in for him, but I'm very honored and proud to be here this evening to do that. At least I have the same hairstyle, but we'll go into that a little bit later. A personal story, very briefly, as to why I support Senator McCain. Perhaps some of you know, but a lot of you don't know, that the McCain family actually has over 70 years worth of history with Asia, beginning with his grandfather, who served as a 4-star admiral, who in the Asian Pacific theater, even during and before World War II, fighting oppression and tyranny during that period. And of course, his father, who also came from a military family, a 4-star admiral, who was during the Vietnam War, was the commander-in-chief of the entire U.S. military in Asia. And of course, Senator McCain himself was a naval pilot who suffered 5.5 years in a communist prison in North Vietnam. And they fought, his father and the senator fought during that trouble and controversial war to protect my freedom and the freedom of the Vietnamese people, who have lost so much over the years to come here in search of freedom and democracy.